fica bem, pão e vinho sobre a mesa. E se à porta humildemente bate alguém, senta-se à mesa com a gente. Fica bem esta franqueza, fica bem, e o povo nunca desmente. A alegria da pobreza está nesta grande riqueza de dar e ficar contente. Quatro paredes caiadas, um cheirinho alecrim, cacho de uvas doiradas, duas rosas no jardim. O São José das Azulejos, mais o sol da primavera, uma promessa de beijos, dois braços à minha espera. É uma casa portuguesa, com certeza, é com certeza uma casa portuguesa.
Hi everybody, good morning. I hope you enjoyed that. It was certainly my pleasure to play it for you. That is a Portuguese song played by one of the greatest Portuguese singers. So today we are here, welcome to talk about Portugal. So Let's Talk goes live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Right now it's almost 5 p.m. in Portugal. And I have a wonderful guest, a very special guest that is here to talk about my country. Yes, so you probably have heard me speak a lot about Portugal. And today we're going to get to talk about why invest or move to Portugal. I'm so excited about this. I have Lucia to join us in a minute. She's with Coldwell Banker in Lisbon. She is part of Elder Batista's team that you probably have seen our interviews in the past. So I'm very excited for this. Now, let me tell you guys, this month coming into July, I know that a lot of us cannot travel, or they can travel, but they don't want to travel because of everything that is going on around us. But I want you to know, and you probably know that, it's not forever. We are going to eventually travel, see the world. And so we are here today to officially invite you to consider Portugal to be on your next to visit list, but as well to understand, and I've been talking about this for a few years now, so I'm so happy I have Lucia today to back me up and explain. She made a wonderful presentation to tell you guys not only what the prices of homes are in Portugal, but also, you know, the buying process. Very excited about that. We are going to have on next week moving to Puerto Rico, and in August we're going to have moving to Costa Rica, and of course in between we're going to have all these other sessions with home warranties, lenders. We're going to have moving companies, so stay tuned every Tuesday at 11 a.m. from my professional Facebook page. Welcome everybody. My name is Claudia de Silva. I'm an agent with CBNA Realtors here in Houston, Texas. I'm originally from Portugal. Yes, you got it. And today I have a wonderful person to join me. I'm going to bring her on the screen, you guys. So Lucia, I've asked you to start your video. Thank you. How are you today? Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. I hear it's really warm in Portugal, so that scarf is just for show.
Yes.
It's really hot.
Just for show, just to have fun.
Absolutely, I love it. You can wear it if you want. It's not a problem.
Too warm.
Tell us a little bit, before we get into this presentation, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Portuguese. I'm very happy with this theme that we are going to talk today. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I love my country. So I live in Lisbon. I've lived here for all my life. I spent 1 year in London. I have 4 boys, so keeping busy with that. And I love working in real estate. I have a background in marketing, but I've been working as a real estate agent for some time now. and I really enjoy meeting with clients, helping people, meeting new people, and it's very rewarding. And I also love my city, Lisbon. So it's a great opportunity to have a motive to be outside and to enjoy this city as well.
Absolutely. And it's not every day we get to talk about our own country and invite others to understand more about our country, but as well how to purchase or how to invest in our country. And what an honor that is. Lucia, we met through Elder Batista. He's the broker of record for Coldwell Banker in Lisbon. So you are part of CV City, Coldwell Banker City, right? Right in Lisbon. Where are you guys located in Lisbon?
We are in Avenida de Roma, so very central in Lisbon. We have a great team, a lot of friends and a lot of help within each other. It's very good. Some of them are watching, and I appreciate their support as well. So it's a very nice place to be, and very central in Lisbon, near Campo Pequeno, near so many places that usually the bus for the tourists stops by, and the location where we are.
Absolutely. But share a little bit more than just Lisbon. Today, if you are watching us, you're going to get the inside scoop on where to actually buy, invest, and get return for your money. Before we go ahead and pick Lucia's brain today and ask her to tell us everything about that, just a few curious facts. You guys, Portugal is a small country, beginning of Europe, right next to Spain. We do speak Portuguese, not Spanish. And just wanted to leave that out there, because when I first moved here to the US 10 years ago, no one knew what Portugal was, and everyone always thought we were either part of Spain or we spoke Spanish. So I wanted to I'm so proud to be here today. Lucy, I'm so excited. But also I wanted to give a few shout outs to the people that have been supporting us. We have a lot of people that are going to be either joining throughout this live. It's still early. We're not even at 11 a.m. yet. We are a little bit early. We wanted to give everyone the time to join us. From real estate agents to the buyer and the seller. So Let's Talk Real Estate on Tuesdays was created for the buyer and the seller. And that's why we are here today. We want to share directly with the source, with you, looking to either retire and maximize your retirement money, or you're looking to invest, starting another life where you can run your own business. We're going to share with you guys a lot of good information. But also, I wanted to give a shout out to our Portuguese American, look at that t-shirt, Portuguese American community. What does that mean? It means that a lot of Portuguese have immigrated here for 20, 30, 50 years. So their kids, a lot of them sometimes cannot even speak Portuguese anymore. That's why we decided to do this in English and share with everybody, especially with our Portuguese community here in the United States. I know we have a lot of people from Washington, New Jersey, from Dallas watching. So thank you to the Texas leadership and the Portuguese Palcas for the Census 2020 for helping us divulge this information and sharing with our community throughout the country. That said, it is 11 a.m. I'm just going to share with you guys just a little bit more of a very important song for us, and then we're going to pick Lucia's brain.
Mas o sol que bate nela basta pouco, pouco chega para alegrar uma existência singela. É só um monte tão idílico, verdadeiro verdinho a ficar na tigela. Quatro paredes caiadas, cheirinho de alegria, cacho de uvas doiradas, duas rosas no jardim.
That is such a nice song.
Yes, great voice.
I go back like to my childhood, really. So again, before I pick your brain, fado, typical Portuguese music. It's a style of music. I would invite you to look fado, F-A-D-O, Look online. Amalia Rodrigues is one of our biggest singers of all times. Did you know that Golden Gate Bridge has a twin sister and it's in Lisbon? Did you also know that Portugal has the longest bridge in Europe? Yeah, that's Vasco da Gama, that's the new bridge. That Lisbon is considered to be older than Rome. That Portugal has been considered one of the safest countries in the world for 3 years in the road. I believe we went from number 3 to number 2. And I heard we were number 1 this year. Maybe I am wrong, but we'll check.
In Europe, yes.
In Europe, we are. Fantastic. That is really, really good. So do you want to pull up your presentation? I mean, I asked Lucia for a conversation. I said, let's chat. Yeah. And she, okay, I have a presentation. Let's just handle this.
Yes.
Like,
so, can I share?
Yes, please.
Oh. Okay.
Take your time. We still have people coming in. This is a very relaxed environment, everybody. We're Portuguese. We're chilled.
Yeah.
Very good. Looking good.
So here it is.
All right. Fantastic. So Lucia, do you want to, again, go to the beginning and present yourself being part of Coldwell Banker Portugal? Where are you guys located?
So, yes, I'm at Coldwell Banker City in Lisbon, in Avenida de Roma. We are a fantastic team here in Lisbon. We are in central Lisbon. So I'm Portuguese. I live in Lisbon. I work in Lisbon. It's a great pleasure to be a real estate agent here in Lisbon because not only I get to meet new clients every day and help people, but I also have this opportunity to visit my city almost every day and take these pictures. Some of them are mine because I usually take some time to also enjoy the views and take my pictures. I love this city so much. And this is it. So I prepared this presentation with Claudia and very happy to share my country with you. And I hope that you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, we are here to answer.
Absolutely. And I must say, you guys, Lucia is just being very humble. I did not help her at all. She did this all on her own. I was just like, show me the slides. That was all. Everybody, before we go ahead and let Lucia go ahead and share all the information she has compiled for us, and I'm going to be asking you questions about, you know, from gastronomy to what is Portugal known for. I want to say this, there is quite a lot of real estate agents from Portugal all over Europe and here in the US watching us today. And I have had quite a lot of questions, including our international team here at Houston Association of Realtors. We have a committee called IAG, the International Advisory Group. And all of the agents, if not majority of all, we are all CIPS. We are Certified International Property Specialists. So as an international property specialist, under my profile on HAR, you can actually see that I have properties for sale right now in Brazil and Mexico, and hopefully sometime soon I'll have some in Portugal too. But why am I bringing this to your attention? I wanted to explain to you, either the realtor or the buyer that is looking to invest abroad, that the certified international property specialists are qualified realtors that undertook training, are qualified by the National Association of Realtors to work in over 40 countries. But of course, if I am located in Houston, what does that mean? It means that I get to partner with wonderful agents like Lucia and Lucia's team in Portugal that are the experts that do the groundwork. So you connect with us and we will assess your individual situation if you are the buyer. If you are a realtor, you can still contact us so we can help you on how to proceed. And once we do that first part of the legwork, then I connect you with the professional in the different countries we will be covering. And today that expert is Lucia Fregoso. Lucia, the floor is yours. Show me what you got.
Okay, so let's start. We start, of course, with our map. Sorry about this. And this is our country, and we have this beautiful coastline. I'm having here this. Okay, this beautiful coastline. It's a country full of diversity. We have 18 regions here and 2 archipelagos in Madeira and Açores. We have here in Portugal 3 international airports. So you can fly directly to the US. And this is, as Claudia was saying, we are a country with very ancient borders. Our country is well established, like from the 13th century. So it's old. It's old, but it's rich in diversity, as I was saying, and a lot of different traditions, a lot of different ways of living, different accents as well. But it's a very interesting people. I think I'm trying not to talk too much in that area because I'm also Portuguese, but I really appreciate our people, I have to say.
Absolutely.
So.
When we actually say Portuguese people like to explore, we are very welcoming of all cultures, of all different kinds of people. Well, that is not just a saying, it's ingrained in our DNA. We do have a long history. So as you know, with the history of the world, we have been occupied by several folks from different ages and ethnicities. So we are a mix of everything. And you can actually look at us, look at me with my curly hair and Lucia with her blonde hair. So we have a little bit of everything in this country. And right now, I just wanted to say, you guys, from Houston, you can actually fly directly into Newark, and from Newark you can either fly to Porto or Lisbon. Faro is not yet directly from the US, but it's only a short flight. I believe it's an hour from Lisbon, right? Flight, an hour and a half.
To where?
To Faro. Lisbon to Faro?
Yeah, maybe not 1 hour, I think.
1 hour. Yeah.
Not sure.
Perfect. And we have islands. So Portugal has islands.
Very tropical. Lots of flowers and good weather as well.
Very good. I'm just asking these questions for those that don't know.
Yes. And Açores is also very good in nature. In this presentation, we are not covering so much the islands, although we do refer, but they are here and they belong also to Portugal. So it's important to mention. And we, in the next slides, we will cover a little bit of everything, not everything in detail, but that we will have then time to work and talk directly with people. But we try to cover here the main things and the topics that are important now to understand a little bit how to invest in Portugal. So we'll start with some pictures to show a little bit Portugal from the north to the south, 4 different regions, and then we will go through in more detail the real information. We'll try to be information, but also funny in the process, we hope. So let's start with the north of Portugal. And to start with this picture, I have to say that the houses that you see here are actually the majority of them, they are listings that we have at the moment. So I have to also thank my colleagues Jose, Joana, and Andrea, because they let me share their houses with you. So this is some house that we have at the moment in Braga, so it's top in the north of Portugal. You can already picture yourself living here if you want, if you like the north. So here it's Porto. It's you can see a little bit of the main icons, I guess, from the north. It's very difficult to concentrate so many things in just one page. So I just try to give you an idea, and you can visit us and discover much more than what I have here, because this is just a very summarized version of the north of Portugal. But you can see a little bit of food, of course, the port wine, of course, this old Sé in Porto, and not less important here, the people represented by the dancing from the Viana do Castelo and the jewelry they produce there in gold, which are very, very detailed and very beautiful. So this is a little of the north of Portugal.
Very good. I know it's hard to put everything about a country in a few slides. It's just hard.
Yes.
But what we're trying to share with you guys that you are watching is that if you've never visited Portugal, if you're not really aware about our country, is that from this small country that is composed of 18 different states or areas, it's completely different in gastronomy, weather, landscape from the north to the south. And I think Lucia did an amazing job, even though it's hard to put it in the slides, to show a little bit from the north to the south. You're going to start seeing that things are going to look very different. It almost looks like a different country. So are you going to show us what is next? I'm so excited. What's next?
So now we are moving to central Portugal. And here we can see on the top left, this is one of the oldest universities from Europe, which is in Coimbra. Coimbra has a very big tradition for studying students. So you can see on the corner on the bottom right, this is how they dress all year long, some of them. So you have this tradition of the dressing in black with the capes. And here in the center, you can see Fado. Fado is a national song, but I don't know if you know, we have 3 different Portuguese guitars from Porto, from Coimbra, and from Lisbon. So this one is also, it's here in Coimbra because in Coimbra, they have this ceremony when they finish their degree, where they sing Fado and everyone cries, and it's very powerful. So I decided to place the Fado in Coimbra, although it's a national song. And we already started with Fado, our presentation. It's a very interesting, and I really appreciate Fado as well. So what we have here more is, of course, in the center, you have 2 more options of houses you can buy here. The 2 of them very beautiful. You have then here the castle. This one is in the center of Portugal. There are many castles as well from the north to the south of Portugal. You can find many, many different castles from ancient times. You also have here some notes from Aveiro, where you can see these stripes houses and also the boats, because they have channels and you can really visit the city through the boat. We'll also have here in Golgan, we have a festival of the horse, where people dress up, and it's all about the horses, which is also very important for the Portuguese. And then on the left side, we have some pottery, just representing a little bit of the things we do here. We also do China. I have something here for you to show you as well. I hope you can see it. So this is my coffee mug. I really like it. It tastes different as well because it's much better. And I also have here a little bit of food. So the cheese from Serra da Estrela, just the cherries also from Fundão, some fruit is important. And of course, the pastries from that everyone talks about. But I have here something else to show you, because we also always need some more desserts. So I have this here. Just a little bit, because we have more than pastéis de nata. We have all of these, and you can buy, for instance, just to give you an idea of prices, you can buy for less than $20, around £2 and 200 something. So this is by kilo, but it would be £2 and 200. Is that right? So a
That's
lot of
fantastic. I'm so jealous, Lucy. I didn't know you were going to pull that one on me. Now I want to go home. Guys,
this is when you visit, I will prepare one of those for you.
we are definitely gonna be holding you on to that. You guys, what we're trying to convey to you here is with our expert Lucia, that is our local real estate agent in Lisbon with Coldwell Banker City, is that we are not just here to share where to buy a house, how to buy a house. We want to share with you why you should either move or invest in Portugal. We are a country that is rich in culture, and we have one of the oldest universities, one of the oldest cities, one of the oldest libraries in the world, not just Europe. Safe country, very rich in gastronomy. Every area and region of Portugal has a different dish you can try, a different kind of music you can listen to. And you guys, I'm in Texas, I'm a cowgirl by now, but cowboys are not just typical of Texas. I'm sorry to disappoint you. We've had cowboys in Portugal for centuries. One of the things people don't realize is that Portuguese people are very big into horse. And we go to festivals and we even breed them and train them in Portugal. So very interesting. Thank you, Lucia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's move to Alentejo, very important area as well. And as you were saying, here we have a horse because we have a special Portuguese breed as well, which is Cavalo Lusitano. It's a beautiful horse and it's Portuguese, or it's from this side of the world, and the people really appreciate horse in Ribatejo, Alentejo. It's a very important thing. I also included here for Alentejo, so Évora, you can see the Roman still there, you can still visit. Some cork as well that we produce not only in Alentejo, Ribatejo, we have the cork, some pottery from Alentejo. You also have here some marble because Alentejo is very big on marble. The finest kitchens you can have, and also bathrooms, usually you can have Portuguese marble, which is very good and very beautiful as well. Also another breed, Portuguese breed, which is Rafael Valenciano, this dog. And we also produce some cheese here in this area of the country, in Alentejo. Of course, a little bit of food that we can have here in Alentejo. 2 more houses that you can buy. They are available for you and they are beautiful. And not less important, the Portuguese singers in Alentejo, Canta Alentejano, which already belongs to the humanity. So they sing, it's usually, they also have women, but the most traditional ones are men singing very slowly and very beautifully. And they are, it's also something very interesting to listen to for you to see. Very typical, of course, from Alentejo.
Absolutely. And as if you guys can notice, architecture here, houses completely different than to what you have seen. As you go north of Portugal, you have more robust, a lot of actually stone. As you go to the south, then you start seeing houses painted in white, and then we have our blues. It looks a little bit like Santorini, beautiful. And this is, I must say, this is where my family, majority of my family is from. I love Alentejo, that's my heritage. And by the way, you guys, if you were not aware, Portugal is the biggest producer of cork. We make everything cork: hats, purses, shoes, yoga mats, whatever you need, they can make it in cork.
Yes. Yes. So I also have a lot of family from Alentejo. I have to say, I love the north, I love everyone, but my recent family is from Alentejo. So now we are in Algarve, the most famous part of Portugal. And I'm showing here the beaches, but we have, from the north to the south, we have a very big coastline. So you can also go to the beach in the north, in the center, not only in Algarve. So it's a lot of options for you if you like to go to the beach. Also some houses from Algarve. And here's some more images. Another breed that is Portuguese, Cão d'Água, which is was also the choice of Obama, a former president. So he's a Portuguese breed. And then some food here, of course, seafood, some sweets that we produce with almonds, because here in Algarve we also have lots of dried fruits and almonds and figs. It's very rich in those kinds of fruits, and some art crafts of baskets that we produce here as well.
Now, Algarve is also known not only for the beach, but for being one of the best places in Europe and otherwise for golfing. There is a lot of golf courses in Algarve. And Portugal, for some of you that may not know, I think some of you join us today told me they know Portugal because they like to surf. And I was surprised about that, because not everybody knows that Portugal is top #3 in the world for surfing. We have Hawaii, Australia, and Portugal, where people actually go to surf. And we have a specific area in Portugal, Nazaré, where I believe it's accurate to say that the waves are higher than 10 meters.
Yes, yes. And I think an American, Manara, he was, I think he has a record from surfing there. So it's not, you have to be very brave. It's very high.
Yeah. It is. I was just watching a Netflix documentary, and they started with Nazaré. I don't remember the name, but if you go to Netflix, and they were showing the waves and the kind of people that ride those waves, and you know what, my hat off to them.
Yes. Yeah, and it's true, you were saying, because I also have other clients, and I asked them, they are not from Portugal, and I asked, so why did you decide to come to Portugal? And he just said, because of the waves, I want to surf. And it's like, oh, that's a good answer. Why not?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. So I think we are going to start entering the number side. So I think it's safe to say that I can share the reason why I've been sharing so much about Portugal these last few years, being part of the International Advisor Group and invited, and what an honor to have the Coldwell Banker team from Lisbon here talking to us today. Lucia, thank you so much for your hard work with this presentation, is that I wanted to share again with you guys, not just the love we have for our country, how diverse it is, how rich in culture, gastronomy, and wine. If you like wine, Portugal is your place to be, but also the beach, golfing, we have everything. We offer everything in this small country, but the cost of living is very affordable. And as your real estate agent, we always want you to make the best investment. So how could I not share with you, why should you move to Portugal? Lucia, tell me, why should I move to Portugal?
Yes, of course. So we already talked a little bit about the images. Let's talk now. Let's see now the country, how it divides in terms of values, and a little bit more information about that. So we'll start here with our map again to show you the average price. This is in euros. You have here the correspondence in US dollars. So here you can see the top 5 districts, most expensive districts in Portugal, or regions. As you can see, they're all in the coast. And you can see that it goes from 250 to almost 400,000 euros. And this is where, of course, where people like the coastline, of course. It's also where you can find the majority of the employment, and also a lot of work in terms of the tourism industry as well, because if it's close to the coastline. And then you can hear the bottom 5 in terms of prices. You can see that, for instance, Castelo Branco, which is the lowest, Lisbon is almost four times more expensive than Castelo Branco. And I have to say that the central area of Portugal is a little bit underrated in terms of people looking to this area to live in, but it has a lot to offer. So I think the prices, sometimes they don't represent the value, because you can find beautiful places, beautiful locations in this area. And you have this opportunity of also having lower prices, which is also good.
Absolutely. And that's very normal almost everywhere, right? So everyone wants to be by the coast, everyone wants to be by the big cities. So there is always a price tag that comes with it. But the interior of Portugal is just like any other big city, the suburbs. Like we are in Houston, properties in Houston are way more expensive. But as we move outside of the city, we can get more land, less taxes, more house for a less price tag. And that's one of the things why I'm so happy that Lucia made this slide, so you can actually see, dividing it in areas. Towards the inside of the country, you have amazing investment opportunities, but as you saw in the first slide, you have major highways, you have access to within an hour to airports or to Spain. Actually, you are so close to Spain in the interior of the country.
Yes, from Lisbon, you can go to Madrid in 6 hours by car. So for you, I think it's nothing, right?
That's like going to Dallas. Yeah, it's nothing. To me, Portugal is like, I think I can go around a few times a day. It's to do in size. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, yes. So, and also in the center, I will then show you here the average per square meter. It's more or less the same, as you can see. Still on the coastline, the most expensive, and then in the inland, you have better prices or lower prices. But still, just to say that, for instance, you can, it also depends on what is your goal, because maybe you really want to go to the inland side of the country and also enjoy being closer to the real people, or to live in a small village. And as you were saying, that everything is so close by. So even if you go to the inland village part of Portugal, then you can really quickly go to the coastline or go to a bigger city. So you can have both worlds at the same. You are not far away from anything really. Even more if you are used to long distance. So that's also something to have in mind, that maybe it's different from the US. And then just this one more slide. And here we can see the number of properties that we have available on the market. This is for June. And again, the same, more or less, you have less offer in inland and you have a bigger offer on the coastline. And here you can see that some other regions are already showing. So you also have in Setúbal, which is south of Lisbon, and you also have in Coimbra, and both of them are also very interesting areas of the country. In Setúbal, you also have very, very beautiful beaches, not only in the Algarve, and here also very warm weather. And in Coimbra is the area that I was mentioning before, where you have the university. So if you consider coming to Portugal to study, Coimbra could be an option, and some other options here in Portugal as well. You don't need to stay only in Lisbon or Porto. You can move to other areas in Portugal. And for you Americans, also in other countries, we have degrees already now that are completely in English. So you have time to learn Portuguese and you can do your degree in English. Not all the courses, but there are already some offer, which is very good. We have a lot of international students here. So could be something that you maybe could check and see if it makes sense for you, because then you would also have the possibility to enjoy life here while you study.
Absolutely. And I actually want to address two things here, Lucy, if I may. The first one is that we actually do know some people that contacted us recently over here. Could we help them find a house in Portugal close to Lisbon? It could be an hour and a half away, because their kids are going to study in Lisbon, and it was a fraction of the price for countries like the US, Canada, and even the Netherlands, where I studied, can be quite expensive. And in Portugal is a fraction of the price. You get a wonderful education, and you can actually buy a property where your kids will live rent-free, but also you can use it to continue as an investment and rent it to the next batch of kids that are going to come and study in Portugal. The second thing I wanted to address is this. Portugal, like many other countries around the world, do not have an MLS system, a multiple listing system. What does that mean? A multiple listing system, if you are in Houston, that would be the Houston Association of Realtors, HAR.com, or you could see it as Realtor.com. I think everyone knows what Realtor.com is. And that is a multiple listing service where all the brokers are a member of, and that's where they put all their active properties. Now, because Portugal does not have an MLS, and this is why it's important that you look for a certified international property specialist that is aware of how things work in certain countries and can connect you with the professionals. In Portugal's case will be Lucia here, that knows how to extract all the information on these properties and provide you with a personalized portal that has properties that match your requirement. All you need to do is reach out to us and provide us with the information on what you're looking for, as far as size, as far as architecture, as price, location, and we will make sure that we'll give you the properties that match your requirement. Am I correct, Lucia?
Yes, that's right. And here we are using, we don't have this MLS, but we have some system that we as professionals can use. That's what I'm showing you this. This is not available to the market. This is available to some professionals. Not all the professionals have access to this wealth of information, but we do. And this is not all. I can also work with this system and get you some more information about also some other things like the day on the market, the list price versus the sale price. And this is very important information. We also have the information about the history of that property, so we can know how long it is on the market and how it has evolved over time in terms of prices and everything. But this you have to, it's only for professionals. So you have to choose your real estate agents carefully, so to see whether they can provide you with this information and these insights that are important for a buyer to consider. So this is just this note about this. So we will move then now to a little more information about the buyer and how is the buying process here a little bit in Portugal. So hold on, I'm not going to bother you with this detailed information. Just to give you an idea of how many papers, how many entities it involves. It's a very complicated process, but it doesn't have to be, because that's why we are here to help. Just to show you that the blue belongs to the seller. This is paperwork and documents and entities that the seller has to take care and to have all this documentation. The yellow, it belongs to the buyer. So some things that the buyer has to do in order to be able to buy the property. And then, as you can see, I have the real estate consultant all over the place in green. So because we are involved from the beginning until the end, and we check all this paperwork, we check all these details, and we are from the beginning until the end, until you have the title and until you have the keys of your new house. So you always have this help, and you don't need to feel alone in the process. So don't worry and don't be scared with this diagram.
That's why we are here. Again, Tuesday shows are for you, the buyer or the seller, always providing education, bringing professionals from all standpoints in real estate. Because it's the summer, we decided to actually address international purchases, because as you follow me, you know that I have properties for sale internationally. So if I do, why not address Portugal, my country, and to connect you with the professionals that will be helping you from the beginning to the end, identifying properties, having virtual showings. You can actually follow Caldwell Banker City on Facebook and see their open houses. They post a lot of open houses there, and they do have their own MLS, so to speak. So they are going to provide you with properties that meet your requirement. That's fine. That's actually very important. Next. So before you go ahead and talk about visas, I wanted to address this. I had a lot of people asking me because we have a lot of countries around the world where you can actually not have ownership. You can invest, but you will not really own the property, right? So for example, China, you cannot own land. In the UK, you lease land for 100 years. There is a lot of other countries out there that you can. So people always ask me, will you own the land or the property in Portugal? How is it for foreigners to buy over there? So I understand you're going to be explaining a little bit that there is a lot of benefits, correct? If you are a foreign national buying in Portugal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what I was showing here next is the golden visa. So you can get a golden visa, and there are several options where you can get the golden visa, and real estate, investing in real estate is one of the options. So if you want to get this golden visa, you can do it, you can have it by investing in property in Portugal. And the requirements now, it's that you can buy a property which is 500,000 euros or more. You can have one property of this value, or you can buy two. You just need to fulfill this amount, or you can buy another property which is 30 years or more. And it's located in urban rehabilitation areas that is going to be renovated for a total value of more than 350,000 euros. So we have these two options. So this is a way where you get your golden visa by investing in a property, and the property is yours. It's on your name or the buyer's name. And then you get some benefits with it for this golden visa, which is in terms of golden visa, you get immediately this visa for a period of 5 years. You can travel freely into 26 countries in the Schengen area. This also makes possible for you to have family reunification. So without making a new investment, this investment is enough so that you can bring your whole family to live with you. You only have to stay in Portugal for 7 days, a minimum period of 7 days during these 5 years, which is much less than some other options you have. And of course, you can enjoy living here, enjoying the life in Portugal with the quality of life, stability, and a pleasant day-to-day, I think. There is also another options, which is the non-habitual resident regime. We don't list here all the possibilities. I'm just mentioning here the pensioners, but there are other possibilities also for freelancers or people who create a company here. There are several possibilities. So these, then we can go in detail in a consultation that we explain depending on what the person is looking for, to see what makes more sense for each one of the people in our audience who may be interested in knowing more about this.
Absolutely. So let me just reiterate this, because this is quite astonishing. We are in a European country. Mm-hmm. Cost of living is low. You can actually live comfortably with less than $50,000 a year, very comfortably. We have some of the safest countries in the world. We have good education, healthcare, and we are talking about low taxes. And you're telling me for $500,000, I can have access to 26 countries within Europe. $500,000 in the US right now. California, for example, it's a beginner's home. It's a kid out of college finding their first home. It's not even the serious house. So, and $500,000 in Portugal, or euros, I should say, can actually purchase you or allow you to own a building with history, a building with distinguished architecture. It can almost be considered a monument even for that price. So it's definitely a great opportunity. And you mentioned, Lucy, let me reiterate this again, you don't have to purchase one property. You could purchase two properties. It just needs to equal the value of €500,000, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, and now, as you were saying, there is a lot of rehabilitation here in the old parts of the cities. So it's very beautiful. You can really have a house with lots of history, you know, very beautiful, and but at the same time very modern. So you can have the best of both worlds: history and also a very modern house with everything you need. And you can choose wherever you can even buy a palace, because there are also some palaces in the country available where you can maybe create your own business, because usually you always have some land that you can use, so you can create your own business and live in a peaceful country with the beautiful people around.
Absolutely. And I wanted to address that. We've been talking about that, Lucia, lately. You know, we have so many people from Germany, Holland, coming to Portugal, purchasing these beautiful homes that come with land. A lot of them are not even in the city. That's why they're running away from being in the big cities. They're buying more land. And the kind of businesses they're really opening. And you guys, if you're watching us, you are thinking, oh my God, I not only want to start thinking about investing in Portugal, taking that aside, I want to go visit. I want that wine. I want that cheese. I want to smell those flowers and go swim in that water. Then I definitely, you know, invite you to visit one of the things that are becoming very popular in Portugal. That is the eco lodges. So you can go to these accommodations. They're not an hotel, but they are in the countryside. It's a mix between an Airbnb and an hotel, but it's very eco-conscious. It's very into the nature. Everything is what we use, and very famous in the US, organic.
Yes, you can find also retreats in the center of Portugal for yoga, where you spend there 1 week and you enjoy the food and you enjoy the nature, the water, and it's all about nature if you like that. I also have seen, we also see, we are talking about the cities, but there are also people coming to Portugal from the US and also from Europe, that they just have the land, they just buy the land, and then they are building, for instance, a yurt, a Mongolian tent, I think it's the name, and they just live there. The goal for them is to live off-grid, and this is their way of life, and some of them, they even have children, and they really appreciate their way of living, and for that, the central Portugal, we have some people already living like that. And I also have to say that if you have children, this is a very good country for children. Children are very important. Everyone welcomes children and likes to talk with them, like, and this is very curious, I think. So you also have that possibility, not only to live in an old building, but also to build your own house in the middle of the forest if you want.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that Portugal has to offer. Is so rich as far as diversity. But Lucia, we addressed the fact that you're moving permanently, you're getting a residency now. But if you're not looking for a permanent residency, you can still invest in Portugal. There's still a lot of opportunities. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, as far as just purchasing in Portugal?
Well, you can also have this, you can see, it's better that you then say what is your goal when you're moving here, and then we can find a way that makes more sense for you, how you can invest here, and also for your taxes, your everything, so that we can find a better solution for you. Here it's there are some options, not only the ones that I refer, and it's depends on what is your goal, what you're looking for. Is it to live here permanently, or is to have a second house, or you'd like to invest so that you can have an asset here that you can then lease and have an income that you have monthly. So that is, we can help you with understanding what is your goal, and then to find what is the best option for you in terms of what situation works better for your case.
Absolutely. First of all, before we continue, you guys will have some more good information coming up, but I wanted to just give a shout out to everybody that is watching us, everyone that left a comment. I am reading them all. We're going to come back to you. If you have any questions, this is the moment. I had someone, Ana Batista, asking what is this video about exactly? Let me tell you, you guys, if you just started to watch the video, we are here today to teach you or share with you why and how you should invest in Portugal, moving to Portugal, why Portugal should be on your radar for your next vacation spot or maybe your next home address. And Lucia Fragoso is here today with Coldwell Banker in Lisbon. My name is Claudia de Silva. I'm a CIPS or Certified International Property Specialist, and we help people find homes not just in Houston, Texas, but all over the world. So I will be bringing in the next few weeks some partners from different countries talking about their country and how to invest there. But why not start with Portugal, because that's where I come from. So Lucia, again, thank you so much for all this information. Do you want to share a few more slides with us today?
Yes, let's move on then in more detail to the buying process. So here we have Fernando Pessoa on the side, a Portuguese poet. So before I move and show you a little bit of this diagram, I just want you to tell you that in Coldwell Banker City, so we work for our client, which is always first, comes always first, and we also work in collaboration with within our team, but also with other agencies. So we work with other agencies here in Portugal. We also offer this complete service. So we have a lawyer that can help you, and we also have financial advice in case our clients need. So in terms of the buying process, here as we are talking with Claudia, the way we envision here to work is that Claudia will then have the information of what you are looking for, what you need or what you are thinking about when moving to Portugal. And then Claudia will forward this information, will share this information with me. And this is where I start the process of finding the properties that you would like to have. And this is the starting point here in Portugal. And now I'll also do a selection of properties, and I'll do the checking. So the goal here is to double check if they have what they must have, what they should have, what is nice to have, so that we can get a final selection that makes sense for the buyer to see. So also all that work in advance. If you also, as a refer, need financial advice, you can also provide that. We will give some more information ahead about that. And we will I prepare the visits. So I will schedule the visits for you. We can, nowadays, we can also do it virtual. So we can do a first visit, this is to say, virtually, and then you can come to Portugal, which is the best part. And we will have a proper schedule for you so that you can visit these properties with a proper planning, and that you can know what you are going to see. So this will be done then between the buyer and me and the consultant. With these visits, we are already preparing. Maybe you want to do a proposal, so I already collect some information with the seller, with my colleague, so that I can prepare a proposal in case the buyer wants to do it. And I help the buyer with this proposal in terms of what is the value, what are the terms that maybe the seller the seller, it's important for the seller, and some other criteria that can improve the possibilities of the proposal to be accepted. So we will work together with the buyer to prepare these proposals. And finally, we then, for closing the deal, we enter this space of negotiation that I will also be present with the buyer and the seller, so that we can be both sides happy, which is important, and we can have a final deal. Of course, as I told before, we always have a lawyer from the beginning until the end. So we always have this legal advice to help our clients as well. And when it's time to do the contract, we can do it in two different times. Usually we do this what we call a CPCV, which is a seller and buyer contract, where we write all the terms and everything that both parts agree, and we sign this contract. And then usually more or less 3 months after, we do the final contract, the title, and then you receive the keys. So it's usually how it works. Of course, if it's possible, if the seller can leave the house earlier and you don't need financing, you can go directly to the title. You don't need to do these two contracts. You can do just one, and you have the house much sooner. It also works that way.
Absolutely. The most important thing here, everyone watching, is that you have a qualifying professional that can help you predefine what you're looking for, what would be the best way to go. And then you have your real estate agent in the country where you're planning to purchase that has a system, that has a process, and it will be there for you every step of the way. If you are interested in discussing the purchasing process in more detail and define, just reach out to us. You can send me a message. We can schedule an appointment. We'll include Lucia with Coldwell Banker Lisbon, and we will help you define which direction to go. I know that Lucia is going to talk about financing, so we'll let her do that. But I wanted to say, address a question I've been getting lately, because I've been very proud sharing. We were doing this presentation today, so I got to talk to a lot of Americans that are indeed here in Texas looking to retire, and when they hear that we have good health care, that it's a safe country, that the money can go a long way when they retire, they're actually considering moving or going explore Portugal. Is that indeed, if you purchase cash, you have more leverage, you get everything done quicker and sooner, like anywhere else in the world. But one of the things that we have an advantage that is so different in many other countries is that as a foreign national, you can request a financial in Portugal. So you can get finance approval in Portugal. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that, Lucia?
Yes. Before I just need to address the taxes and expenses also information. So not going to read through the whole slide, but just to give you an idea that of course there is some expense for the title, and then there are two taxes, which is the property transfer tax, which in case of residential it can go to 2% up to 7.5% of the selling price, and then the stamp duty, which is 0.8%. So these two taxes usually buy before you sign the title, and that's it. And we can see a little ahead how this works. And then yearly, you have another tax that you pay per year that is between 0.3 to 0.5% for residential and condominium. If you buy a house that you are going to live in permanently, you will have an exemption for 8 years of this municipal tax real estate. And then if you decide to, as we referred before, to buy property for investment that you then are going to lease to students or someone else, you need to consider that you have to deduct 28% of the lease value per year for taxes purposes. Okay, and then in terms of insurance, you can do, of course, other insurance. There is only one that is mandatory, which is the building insurance. And this is this is a reference, an example, around 170 US dollars for a 1,076 square feet condominium. So this is just for you to get an idea how much it will cost you per year. Not that much, I think.
Not at all. Compared to here, it's quite affordable. And I believe it's specific to fire hazards, correct? So the building insurance is specific to fire hazards.
Yes, yes, yes. Then you can add some more things, and yeah, but this is the part that is mandatory for you to have as an owner of a property here in Portugal. Okay, so then also for as we are talking about the mortgage, here then just a very light information. You as a foreigner can have a mortgage here. So the majority of the banks here are open to have foreigner clients. This is not a problem. It's not a complicated process. And then you can have financing for, you know, you have to decide the number of years. But of course, you need to have this professional stability or some income, some financial capacity that they need to do the analysis. And you just apply as maybe you do there. And you will have an answer from the bank. Here we also do this for our clients. So we have someone in our agency that can provide this service to our clients. We work with several banks, so it's not complicated. So you can also consider that if you need financing, it's also an option for foreigner buyers. No problem.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lucia. And if you're looking to retire and you were wondering, can we still qualify for a loan? Yes. I know that rules and regulations are different depending on your age and what is the stage, but retirement is considered income. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we are almost done. So now it's time to buy a property. So we'll give you an example how it works, right? Exactly. So we'll give a real example, so you can buy this property that I'm going to show you. So let's see. So this is in Santarém, the region of Santarém. So you can see the dot there. So very close to Lisbon. As you can see, it's about 59 miles from Lisbon, more or less 1 hour driving. So you can easily arrive in Lisbon. You visit Lisbon if you want. As you can see, the price is 181,000 US dollars. The total area is around 12,400 square feet, and the houses area is around 2,200. This is a house that is going to be. It's 2 detached houses. So you see this rectangle, this is the property. You have 2 detached houses, a backyard, a garage for 2 parking, with 2 parking spots. And then you have a plot of land where you can have hens, and you have some fruit trees. And it also has a well for water. And I'm saying right? Is that how you call it?
A well, yes, correct.
Well, yes, well, I was missing here something. And this is very close by, as I'm saying here, to Montargil Dam. So this is interior, but in fact, you can do some water sports. This Montargil is very well known for water sports, and it's big, and you have lots of space. So it's also very good. You don't miss the coastline. You can go to this area and enjoy the water as well. So this is the property, and let's see if you decide to buy it, how much you are going to pay for taxes and everything. So we have this final table, and you can see that there are 2 columns if you decide to buy for your own use, or you just buy as a secondary home. As you can see, all the taxes here, they just that's not that a big difference. So from the property price, you will have to consider more or less between 4,500 to 5,600 taxes and title expenses. So in the end, you can have this property for 186,000 US dollars or 187,000 US dollars, and that's it. You have and also not mentioned here, but then you can do that in a private consultation. There is also here the possibility that you can get some income from this property, because there are some things that you can also invest and create, and you can also have some income from this property as well. And you are not very far from Lisbon, but you are in the country. It's lovely there. I was there yesterday. The birds were singing. It was warm, and it's very nice. Ribatejo, which is the area, it's a very green area of Portugal. Lots of rice planting there, lots of birds. So it's really nature. It's lovely, and it's very affordable, I think.
I concur with that, but I'm upset because the puppy does not come with the property?
Yes, just in case you like him so much, but just do the disclaimer, or so you don't get confused, because it's lovely, the puppy.
It's adorable. It's adorable. Well, this is really good. It's a great example. Definitely comparing to the US, we're still looking at a considerable amount, but you are buying into being in a European country. You're getting more land, more home than a lot of the states here. Definitely Chicago, New York would be states, or even California. That would be hardly something you could actually purchase in this dollar amount. And even compared to France, Holland, Germany, many other countries in Europe, that affordability would be a question. And then you buy into the quality of life, as Lucia was mentioning. You're talking into you're buying into a gastronomy, rich culture. You can easily be within an hour or two from one side to the other of the country, or visit your neighboring countries. And if you are definitely buying into the golden visa, you can visit 26 of those countries in Europe. Mm-hmm. This is really good information. What else do you have to share with us today, Lucia?
Well, this is about it. I only have here one more thing. Maybe if you like to read, this is not from a Portuguese, so I think it's maybe worthwhile to sharing. This is a book that I read some years ago. It's called Europe's Best Kept Secret. So it was written by a foreigner who lived in Portugal. You can also read it here in our public libraries, but you have to read it inside. This is one of the books that they don't let you bring home. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a secret. I don't know why. But this is a very funny book. He's very kind, even for the things that don't work so much or he doesn't understand from the Portuguese. He can be very kind, explaining why maybe we are the way we are. And it is very kind and very funny the way he described our way of being. So for you, I think it's for a foreigner, it's very interesting to understand a little bit better the Portuguese and how we think. And for me as a Portuguese, I couldn't stop laughing because he's so accurate. And at the same time, he does it in a very friendly and lovely way. So I do recommend this book if you can find it, because I don't know why it's difficult to find. This is an old one, but the culture still remains the same, and it's still updated. So I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lucia. Very grateful for all your insights today. Thank you for sharing such detailed information about the buying process. Of course, if someone buys and then needs to sell, there would be also having all of this support from the team over there. We can answer any questions you may have if you would like to discuss this presentation in more detail, or maybe even get a copy of the buying process. Just contact us, send me a message. The intention here really is for you to know that when we are real estate agents, we can help you not just here in Houston, Texas. We can actually help you abroad and connect you with the right people. Look for the certified internationally property specialists. And Lucia, before we go, is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody?
Well, I just want to say that, I just want to wish that all of you are safe and healthy, and that is important. But also if you have a chance to visit us, I think if you are able to do that, it would be nice. I wanted to thank you, Claudio, for this opportunity, and also to thank to my colleagues for their support, which is also important, and to say that we are here available to answer your questions, the things that we maybe didn't cover in so much detail today, but of course we are able to talk with you directly and to give you the information that you need.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you have ever heard this old saying that real estate agents make for the best tourist guides. So even if you are not ready 100% to dive into the buying process, but you would like to know more, or maybe just get a little referral of a good restaurant or area to visit in Portugal, don't be shy. Feel free to reach out. It's our pleasure to assist you. I'm as passionate about Portugal as Lucia, and we together can help you go visit this wonderful country, a little gem in the heart of the globe here. Lucia, thank you so much. Thank you to you and all your team, the Coldwell Banker City team. Thank you, Elder Batista, for making this happen and introducing us. And thank you, everyone, for watching today. Thank you, Lucia.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Let us know if you have questions. Bye. Thank you. Muito obrigada.
Obrigada.
Obrigada.